We will kick off the session in the next 4 minutes. Good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to those that have just joined. The session will start in the next 3 minutes. Okay. Feel free to engage in the chat option. Let us know where you're joining us from. Welcome from South Africa, welcome from Ghana, welcome from Cameroon, from Australia, from the UAE. Glad to have you here. Welcome from Zimbabwe. Okay. Session will start in the next 2 minutes. Just waiting for more people to join, and then we can kick off. Oh, Tommy from Dublin, welcome. All right. For those of you who've not yet joined our WhatsApp group, our PMI ACP study group, I've shared the link on the chat option. So kindly join us on the WhatsApp group so that we can continue the conversation there. All right. So once again, welcome everyone, and we're glad to have you with us today. We're going to be touching on the PMI ACP course, and with us, our speaker today is Pete Omotosh, who's going to be leading us in today's information session. Over to you, Pete, and welcome.
All right, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'll say good evening to you because it's evening my time, past dinner time, and I'm glad to be here again. And last week we started a launch and learn session with the introductory session. If you missed that one, I think there should be a recording which you can feast on. And also we can definitely meet on the chat box on WhatsApp to really continue our discussion. So today it's going to be another session, launch and learn session. Our topic today will be passing the PMI ACP exam, tips, tools, and timeline. Definitely, it's going to be more like what we had last week, high level, deep dive, room for questions, and then we go from there. My name is Peter Motosho, and I'm one of the Agile Advisory Group. And I support the organization called Pete Loring Consulting, which is an authorized training partner with the PMI. You can see my email on the screen in case you want to have a chat. And also, please, let's connect on LinkedIn. Let's connect on LinkedIn. I think that's a very good place. We can definitely kind of, connect. But by all means, we will definitely also chat. If you have joined the study group on WhatsApp, we will meet there and connect as well. Just a little bit about me. I lead agile transformations in large organizations across the world, most importantly in Australia and in Africa. And what I do is I work with executives to co-create lasting change in organizations. I work with middle level manager to be the conduit between strategic and tactical delivery. At the same time, support the teams, that's the foot soldiers, to make sure that they continue to deliver value to their organizations. So let's dive into today. Today we will be here for around 30 to 45 minutes, just looking at some of the tips that I will be sharing with us today. So let's learn together. What are we going to cover today? We will look at the exam overview. We'll look at the domains. We'll look at some strategies around preparations and some of the resources and study tools that you can find to support your preparation for the exam. And we will also take a quick look at a sample roadmap. I'll come up with one short survey, not about questions or anything, but it's just about training. And then we wrap up with question and answer at the end. Don't forget, it's all about PMI ACP. PMI ACP. So last week, we introduced PMI ACP just for the benefit of the people that did not join us. I guess they need to just know what PMI ACP is before we go into today's proceeding. But again, please pick on the recording of last session, and then you can have the full details of the introductory part of the PMI ACP launch and learn sessions. So we do know that PMI ACP is a leading Agile-related certifications, which distinguishes your practical knowledge and skill in Agile project management. It is by PMI, and so that means whatever you get from that is actually top-notch. It focuses on Agile principles because it goes a long way in assessing your understanding of the principles and the applications of the Agile principles, especially those that you can find in the Agile Manifesto. It covers various approaches, which include Scrum, Lean, Kanban, Extreme Programming, test-driven development, and so on and so forth. So it's a big umbrella that covers a lot of different Agile approaches. And the good thing about PMI ACP is the market demand is there. It addresses increased demand for Agile practitioners in different sectors: software development, startups, project leadership, in different sectors as well, in terms of even if government, in energy, not-for-profit, sports, name it, diverse industries. So at the end of the day, it validates not only the theoretical knowledge, but also the practical agile experience and knowledge that you do have. However, you need to meet specific educational prerequisites, which we covered in the last session. So I still refer you back to that one. It is industry recognized. So let's go into today itself about the exam. It's about the exam this today. So let's look at the PMI exam overview. The PMI exam overview, it's a computer-based multiple choice exam. It is computer-based. It is 120 questions in total, which suggests that we have 100 scored questions and 20 unscored. Now, you may want to ask me, why do we have 20? Which are the 20s? We actually don't know which 20s are not going to be unscored. And that is why I always advise, candidates sitting for the exam to take the 120 questions as the probable exam questions, because you don't know the 100 that will be scored and the 20 that will not be scored. All I want you to know that when you sit for your exam, right, the 120 questions, there are 100 of them that will count towards your final score, and 20 that will not be marked. Uh, the reason that this is happening is PMI is continuously testing questions and in readiness for future tests. And so they really want to look at insights and data from test takers to know which questions need to be worked on, which ones have a lot of ambiguity, which needs to be rewarded. So it is important for you to treat every question as important as possible. So 100 questions will be scored, 20 will not be scored. All in all is 120 questions. It takes about 3 hours to complete the entire exams. Of course, before your exam, you have the opportunity to familiarize yourself with the platform. The PMI will give you some time to get acquainted with the platform. And of course, in 3 hours, you need to start and finish your exam. I've seen candidates that are able to finish just before the 3 hour mark. Some struggle to finish. But if you prepare very well for your exam, I believe 3 hours is much more than enough for the entire exam. So the exam, we assess the theoretical knowledge. How much of Agile do you know? How much of the principles do you know? How much of the application do you know of the concept? So it's conceptual, theoretical. However, as well, the way the most PMI examinations are, put together, PMI do not only test the theoretical knowledge, what you read. PMI goes a long way to test the application of the practical concept in real world situation. And so it is important for you as a candidate to demonstrate your competence in both the theoretical aspect and the practical aspect of Agile. And that is why, if you remember last week, we went through how you can, put together your application. That is why the application is there, just to show that you have the minimum requirement, the 2 years experience that is needed, or the 1 year experience that is needed, depending on your situation. We went through that last week. So PMI wants every applicant to demonstrate their competence competency in the practical experience that is submitted in the application. So point here is 120 questions, 3 hours duration, both theory and practical will be assessed. Of course, there are domains. We touched these briefly last week. 4 domains. We have the mindset, we have leadership, we have product, and we have delivery. All of them are 100%. So your questions will be divided across these 4 domains. The very first one is mindset. So the mindset definitely will focus on understanding, on embracing, on applying agile principles. It focuses on understanding and applying the mindset that support the principles, of course, within project teams and organizations. That means if PMI is testing for a small team, it might be your 7, 9, 10 member team, or it might be across the whole organization, a 3,000 member organization, for example. So, what mindset would um, a Scrum Master, for example, or a team lead use for a small team? What mindset is needed if you're leading a transformation across a 5,000 man organization? Okay. And that is what 28% of the exam. So if you study very well your mindset, right, you should be able, and you get a lot uh, of marks in that. That means you were about a quarter to the pass mark or to the 100% mark, 28%. Secondly, we have leadership. Leadership focuses on, demonstrating the knowledge of leadership within the agile concepts, right? It fosters collaboration. It talks about or it looks into high performance within the team, right? It's all about team dynamics. It's all about leadership practices. It's all about high performance. It's all about, fostering collaboration within the team. And it's very, very important. As a matter of fact, every agile practitioner is who we call the servant leader. So leadership is at the core of what we do in the agile concept. 25% of the whole total mark of the exam goes to this. And on the third angle, we have the domain, which is product domain. The project domain concerns the practices and the knowledge that are related to how products are developed within the agile environment, right? It emphasizes on development of value, right? So if you, as a member of an agile team, work and work and work and nothing was delivered at the end, that means no value is created. Then what are we doing this? So it's about product management, right? Product management, how products are developed within an agile environment, and how value is created. 19% of your exam will go towards the product domain, which means like 20% of your exam goes to that approximately. And lastly, we look at delivery. Now, delivery pertains to the knowledge and the skills that is required to deliver product effectively. Now, if you are already PMP certified, this should be a walk in the park for you because project management itself is all about delivery, right? It's delivery based, right? And so, how do we deliver our product effectively? It covers every aspect of adaptive planning, continuous improvement, and of course, predictive planning and delivery right now. So this is about 28% of your delivery. So if you get every single question in this aspect, you are sure to have 28% of your exam out of 100% in your kitty, right? So it is very crucial, for these specific domains, for you to pass these specific domains in order to succeed in your certification. So all of these 4 domains will be graded. And don't forget, if you have any questions, we will deal with the questions at the end of the session. Now, what are the types of questions you will find in the PMI ACP exam? It is really very simple, direct to the point, right? All your questions are going to be multiple choice. All your questions are going to be multiple choice. However, it's going to be a mix of knowledge based and scenario based. Now, there are some questions that you'll see, they're very, very straight to the point. Simple, straightforward, multiple choice question. 2 seconds, you know the answer. However, there are times where you definitely will have scenario-based questions, right? These are questions that will require you to critically think deep. Not only that, it will require you to apply the Agile principles and visualize the question in a practical situation, in a practical sense, right? Now, when you have this kind of question, it is possible that you have almost more than one almost correct answer. But what PMI is trying to tell you is which of this question is the most correct answer considering the PMI approach to agile delivery. And so it is common for practitioners or exam takers to kind of do elimination. Or when you have 4 options, which 2 do not really apply? You first of all put them aside. Out of the remaining 2, which one is the better of the 2, right? Which one of the 2 is the better of the 2? And then that will guide you into your answer. Of course, by the time we get to the future slide, you will see some preparation strategies that will be able to help you guide your mentality and your mindset to which is correct so that you can always choose the correct answer, right? Sometimes these scenario-based questions are lengthy, they are wordy. That means you need to be very, very patient. You need to read it, you need to understand it, you need to be able to interpret the question so that you don't even lose track of the question before you finish reading the question, because some of them can be very long. So all in all, it requires the application of agile principles to real world situation. I think I've said that, and I think I have to say it again and again and again. All right, so that's the kind of exam question that you have. And if you have taken your PMP, you will see that, all right, cool. Now, can I ask, someone just put in the chat that they cannot hear me. Can you hear me? I just need someone to let me know if they can hear me, because someone just mentioned in the chat that I'm not audible, just to be sure. Okay, cool. Thank you, Rakia, too, Jeanette. All right, beautiful. So, Ashma please check your side. I think the audio issue is from your computer. Please check your side. Everybody can hear me. Everyone can hear me. Let me just start with everyone.
Yeah, he can also try to join again. Ashmir, kindly, if you can try to join again, please.
Yeah, let me just type in here because he can't hear us, so I will type in here. All right, cool. Thank you,
You're right.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so let's continue. I think we are clear with the exam question type. I was going to say that in PMP exam there are quite a number of different types of exam questions. In PMI ACP is a little bit, simpler in terms of the types of exam questions. However, the what's it called? The level of complexity of what you're going to meet, or the level of difficulty, is still the same level as a PMP. So it's not a walk in the park. You need to understand what agile is, and from the PMI perspective, for you to answer your questions correctly. Now, to some preparation strategies, I've actually made sure that I made these very, very straight to the point, so that I won't be sharing fluff with you. I just want to go straight to the point, right? First of all, it is very, very important for you to review your PMI ACP exam content outline. I took time last week to take you through the ECO. If you did not go through this ECU and you have fixed your exam date, that means you are probably not doing the right thing. Please be familiar with your exam content outline. It's a very straightforward document. Now, so once you understand the 4 agile domains, you will be able to streamline your studies and prioritize your topic. You will know which one you want to get a maximum mark in, so that you can maximize your passing score. Of course, you want to attend the PMI ACP training with Pete Lauren Consulting. I can't overemphasize this. Yes, you can study yourself, you can do online training, but there is an advantage of attending an instructor-led training. It removes a lot of load on your shoulder. It truncates, it shortens your training time or learning time before your exam. It actually also immerses a lot of concept into your subconscious because someone that knows better than you is actually teaching you. But if you're going to do a training, better do it with an authorized training partner, with an authorized training partner instructor, because the difference is clear. The difference is so clear. Yeah, Pete Lauren Consulting is one of the ATPs, and of course, we are happy to train you. Now, I will also say that you should use diverse study materials. I will share the approved resources that you can find on PMI, right? So you need to supplement your studies with these courses or books, and I will show a few of them to you during this session, right? Of course, it is important for you also to build a study plan. I will also share a study plan, a sample with you in the next couple of minutes. Now, when you are preparing, I need you to focus your mind and prepare for situational questions because that is where a lot of people fail, right? And so the way you can do that is to practice with mock exams. PMI ACP Study Hall is a good one. Now, there are so many other ones here there in the market, right? However, PMI ACP Study Hall is from PMI themselves, and so it will help you to study and prepare for your exam, especially with those exam questions. Now, naturally, I've heard that the study hall questions are a little bit more difficult than the real exam itself. So if you're practicing with something that is really robust, not robust, and the level of complexity and difficulty, that will better prepare you for the exam itself. Okay, you know, you need to those practice exams and questions will help you to apply agile principles, servant leadership mindset to answer exam situational questions effectively. And it's important for you to review regularly. Some people create flashcard for themselves. They create summary report for themselves. Some people have some techniques that they use, recall techniques, to reinforce this concept, so that they can boost their retention, right? So the idea is to practice regularly. Take those mock exams. And when you do that, I want to encourage you to analyze your performance, right? Don't just take the practice test for taking sake. Review your answers. Why did you get something wrong? Why did you get it right? Right? Sometimes you guess and you get it right. You want to know why you get it right. You want to know why you get it wrong. You want to know where you need more work, And the good thing about the study hall is it could help you to simulate exam conditions as well, right? So time yourself, get comfortable with the 3 hour mark, and see how your pace is and the level of difficulty that you can find when you write your exam. Of course, the next one is collaborative learning. Now, I can see that a lot of you have joined the study group on WhatsApp. Anthony, if you can drop the link again for the people that just joined, uh, just click on the link. I'm there to just support you all the way. And once in a while, maybe once in a week, I'll devote time to really help you with questions that have some level of difficulty, so I can explain the concept to you. But the promise is I will make sure I join weekly to really see what the conversation is there. goes on there. So it is important for you to join the study group as well. Now, this is important. Please do not memorize. If you memorize, under exam conditions, you will forget. Or, don't let me say that, it is possible that you forget. So focus on understanding and not memorization. Focus on understanding the concept. It is simple if you put a lot of mind to it. Okay? So it is simple. All right. Cool. Don't forget, if you have any questions, we'll trade those questions later on, very soon. Now, we do have some study tools that PMI have subscribed to. They have, recommended, right? And you can see the list on the screen. Let me see if I can drop the link for you so that you can actually download what I'm sharing on the screen. At the same time, if you can lay your hands on the books, you can buy them. If you can lay your hands on the books, you can buy them as well. There are two links I dropped there. Now I'm gonna show you a couple of books here. This one is what I used a long time ago when I did mine. This is one of the books that is exam prep that I used long time ago. This is from my graphics. This is from my graphics. So, but of course, this is a very old edition, which I read back to back just for my own exam. Of course, things might have changed. Color, back cover edition. This is the early days edition, right? Um, there is Scrum Shortcuts, right? I've got Coaching Agile Teams. This is a good book. It's not only a book for the exam, it is a manual. It is a manual that is Coaching Agile Teams. And this is the one. Let me see if I can mark it. Yeah, where are you? This one here. Yeah, is if you're an agile practitioner, you need to have this in your study. Most times I still refer to the book, I bookmark it, and I read it, right? And of course, we have the Choose Your Wow book. Now, I think this recent edition is the blue one. This is the old one again, but it's really robust. I got this in 2021 and still reading it. So these are some of the books, and there are quite a number of others behind me that I use. So if you can get your hand on any of these are the PMI official resources, right? PMI ACP prep book, which is the one I showed you as well, right? So you can get that. And most of the books on this list, they are very, very good books. I think I almost have read almost all of them. This one by Shallow Al Shalaway is quite very, very good. I recommend that as well. Agile Retrospective is good. Which other one? The Art of Agile Development, and the one by Mike Cohn. Mike Cohn also has a very good online presence, so you can subscribe to his channel, and you can definitely get good nuggets from him. Okay, so I think that's what I would say. Again, study tools, you can't go wrong with study hall, especially with your questions. You will definitely be able to familiarize yourself on how PMI ask their questions. That's the difference between what you will get in study hall and all other online platform, because the way PMI writes exam questions is what you will get in the study hall, study groups and community. Talking about community, I hold the only discipline agile community in Africa, and we meet once every month. once every month, third Wednesday of every month. So we just completed one last week, right? Just before the session last week. So again, if you want to join us, I will share some of the details in the WhatsApp group as well. So study groups and communities are quite important as study tools and resources for you. Now, let's go straight to the PMI ACP sample prep. This is more like a 2-month prep. Now, it all depends on how much time you put away for study, right? Some can do it in 4 weeks, in 8 weeks, in 12 weeks. Some will start and we pick it up a year later. But if you are consistent, definitely you will be able, right, to prepare, practice, and write your exams within 8 to 12 weeks. Within 8 to 12 weeks. So what I'm saying is the very first week or two, okay, decide, familiarize yourself with the PMI ACP ECO, right? That is the very first go-to for you. Understand what you are getting into. Are you ready? Do you have the prerequisite? Right? Do you know the domains? Right? Do you have what it takes? And then once you are certain that you want to go on the journey, as a matter of fact, we dealt with who should have PMI ACP last week. If you're one of those people, then you need to attend the PMI ACP training with Pete Lauren Consulting. I suppose by week 3, you should have made up your mind on what to do. Look for the next training, contact us, and then we can tell you when that is coming up, and then you can attend the training. And then after the training, dedicate time to study. Of course, one good thing about most of the Agile frameworks is you can apply them in your environment where you work. Even if you're looking for work, your daily life, you can actually apply the concept that you've learned. I will say week 4 to 5 is where you want to reinforce your understanding. There are things that you will hear in class, right? But when you do your dedicated study, that's when you will understand fully. Okay? Do not memorize the facts. And that is where it is important for you to join the study group, because you can bounce idea. You can then bounce idea with other people. And that's why I said following that time is when you do 6 to 7. One of the aspects of week 6 to 7 is to join the study group for peer collaboration and to discuss confusing topics, right? And that will help you with your understanding and you will avoid memorizing. Now, at this point, you should prepare and submit your application to PMI. If everything is right, it doesn't take time before your application will be approved. Now, we mentioned it last week that sometimes PMI asks for more information, and that is what we call auditing. If PMI chooses you for audit, they just want you to verify and validate what you have submitted in your application. And that is why it is not advisable to lie on your application, because if you're choosing for audit, then you might be banned. Okay, so say the truth, collect your application and submit. Most of the time, PMI will approve. If you're choosing for audit, you just need to submit additional documentation and then you will be approved. Don't forget, take practice exams. Be familiar with the exam formats. Identify what you need to study more of. Where you need support, identify those things and bring it to the study group for peer collaboration, right? Every time people collaborate in the study group, they learn more and they become more competent. If you have done that, you are very close. Then we go to the phase 3, which is the final preparation. This is where you really want to ramp up your practice test. This is where you want to remove any ambiguity when it comes to questions. You want to know why questions are correct, why the answer is incorrect. It's correct because you will never get the same question, or you can get something that is related to it. And so you can actually answer it because you understand the concept, right? And you know why some questions are correct and why some are incorrect. Now, how do you know when you need to schedule your exam and take your exam? You will know because when you're ready, you will know. I always tell people, you will know in your subconscious that, yeah, I'm ready for the exam. And most people, when they do that, then they pass. Okay. So take the final test exam under timed condition to simulate the actual test. All right. Of course, go ahead, schedule your exam and take your exam. And of course, pass your exam. And so this is a sample 8-week, preparation roadmap, which some of my mentees have taken, and then they've used it to pass the exam. Within these 8 weeks is a lot of work. I promise you, a lot of work. Now, before we go into the short survey, I just want to give you some tips for success. First of all, let's look at success strategies. Consider an instructor-led course, create your study plan, practice. There are 3 rules to this, 3 rules. Practice, rule number 1. Rule number 2, practice. Rule number 3, practice some more and join a study group. If you do these 4 activities, you will definitely improve your success rate. All right. The exam day tips, right? Your exam day is not the day that you want to study overnight without catching some sleep. Please rest. Get enough rest. In fact, sleep early so that you can wake up refreshed. Okay. It is quite important to do that. And eat in the morning. You don't want to fast. Eat in the morning, something light, so that you are not thinking about hunger while you're writing your exam. Okay. Arrive early if you're writing, in a center, and of course there's an opportunity to write behind your desk as well. Stay calm, manage your time, manage the time. Okay, stay calm during the exam and manage your time. On the exam day, just do that. And after your exams, hopefully you have passed your exam. It is important to maintain your accurate records. If you do any training, like for example, if you're here, you can hand your PDUs. I'll be handing my 1 PDUs by facilitating this session, and also, you will be able to end your PDU if you definitely do the same by attending. Stay organized, okay, because there's a minimum level of requirement that is expected of you after after passing. Then go ahead and apply your knowledge. And that is why we're continuously improving, right? That is the good use of the knowledge you've acquired through passing your PMI ACP. Of course, embrace continuous learning. No matter how competent you are, there are people ahead of you. Be open-minded, learn from them, embrace continuous learning. I think this is the major last slide I'm going to go through. But before then, I want us to jump on Mentimeter. All right, please, if you can scan this code to join menti.com, that will be good. Just to get a few tips from you. Okay, let's see if this is working. Use the QR code. Let's see if I can copy it into the chat. Cool, beautiful. I can see people on it already. Let's see if I can. Where are you? Beautiful. For the people that want to go in there, good. That is what we've got. All right. Please, let's spend the next 5 minutes to or 10 to do this. In one word, what does agile mean to you? Okay. All right, I can see they keep coming in, they keep coming in, they keep coming in. If we do our work very well, we can have some sessions where we can use this for some quick tests as well in the future. Maybe in future launch and learn, we can do something similar. Flexibility, adaptability, collaboration, teamwork, adaptation, adapt. Very good. Keep it coming, keep it coming. We've got 21 people on it now, and it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Keep it coming. I give you maybe 30 seconds more. Value, I like that. Value, 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 facilitation. All of these things are very, very correct. In one word, collaborating, coaching. That is good. That is good. That is good. So do this. So that I can see what is going on here. All right. So we have 23 people. If you can still join, you can definitely. Okay. All right. All right. The question here is, would you attend a subsidized PMI ACP instructor-led training? This is just for us to be able to see if you will, we can create something that is highly subsidized for you. If the interest is high, definitely will bring something. Even if you have done your training before, just a refresher will do. If we have quite a number here, we will come up with a training for you to get speed up your preparation, your preparation. Okay, still coming, still coming. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, 15 people have voted on this one. And okay, which other certification are you interested in? If you're interested in any other one, apart from PMI ACP, just put it there quickly. Let's look at these as well. Okay, I understand that quite a number of people already have their PMPs that are here, which is a good addition for you. Okay, cool. Cut across the different aspects as well. Right, beautiful. Here you can see that the risk management professional is also quite popular here as well. It's interesting. All right. If you do you know colleagues that will be interested in the PMI ACP training? Hey, we just spent just about half a minute on this question. There are 9 people who have answered this one. Okay, this if you know anyone who will benefit from the PMI ACP, just drop your first name, the role, contact details. If you can do that, that would be good. Then we can also include them as well. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we'll ask it before. Thank you. All right, cool. All right, beautiful. All right. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay, in the next 2 minutes, we'll conclude this and then we can ask for a few questions. Okay, all right, beautiful, beautiful. Going ahead, would you like to receive more info about this? And not to worry, most of the people that are here already joined the WhatsApp group as well. So definitely we'll reach out to you over there. And we will share the PMI resources. We'll left their email. If you left your email addresses, we will send a few things to you. But not to worry, we'll also send it in the WhatsApp group. We'll continue to share over there as well. Thank you so much for your input. All right. Okay, cool. Can I just ask for questions? If there are any questions, let's quickly deal with them in a couple of minutes and then we can close the session.
Feel free to unmute yourselves. Feel free to unmute.
And if there is no questions, we know where to find each other, because I believe if you really are very okay, someone is saying something.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, just I missed last week's session. Then just is kind of curiosity questions. Um, Based on, for instance, someone who has the PMI certificate, could you maybe just discuss what the added value on this ACP, maybe in comparison of knowledge as well as also maybe a market, or maybe, I don't know, but just what added value on this PMI ACP, and then in comparison of the normal PMI certificates.
All right. That's a very good question, Louise. Thank you for asking. So, PMP is saying that the certified person can deliver project management or projects, right? You know, PMI ACP is saying that the certified person can deliver projects in the agile way. Okay. Now, I don't want to say in the olden days, long ago, let's use it that way. Long ago, when you're PMP certified, it shows that you know so much about predictive delivery, waterfall, the traditional ways of working. You can definitely deliver value. It's highly methodical. You know, you can plan for a project, you can deliver the project, you can monitor the project and control it, you can close the project. You know, all of those phases that we do know, all those ITTOs, knowledge areas. But things have changed a little bit. We have taken some of the agile approaches even into the waterfall now. Now, the advantage to your question, the advantage of having a PMI ACP, which is an umbrella or under which so many frameworks are taught, are learned, is that the world of projects has actually evolved. It has evolved to the point where the rate of change is high, and so the kind of projects that we do these days continue to evolve, and it takes the knowledge of these methods to definitely deal with the changing priorities, and that is the value to it. And so hiring managers like myself, like people, middle level managers, are looking for certified agile practitioners that can deliver those projects. And last week we spoke about the difference between PMI, ACP, and so many other 2-day courses that they call agile. Those won't prepare people for a Scrum Master role, 2-day Scrum Master credential. This is different because it actually prepares people, professionals, for a more robust career. And that's the value that this is bringing to you. Opens the market for you.
Thanks.
And opens your mind as well.
Okay.
Moiwa, I will recommend that you listen to the last session. There's a question in the chat: who are ACP meant for? Background and training. I think we dealt with that last week. If you can get the recording, that would be good. But technically, if you deliver or you work in a project environment, and there is an indication that you will be working with adaptive ways of working, then PMI ACP is for you. If you're a project manager, PMI ACP is for you. If you're a coordinator, project coordinator, if you work in the space, if you work in most of the sectors, PMI ACP is for you. If you are preparing to change your background as well, PMI ACP is for you. I just saw that you said procurement background, and that is true. If you are in procurement right now, I work very, very, very closely with procurement. In fact, as of today at work, I've dealt with the procurement department trying to procure something for, for the agile teams that I lead, right? And so the procurement practitioners, the subject matter experts, need to understand agile ways of working as well. So PMI ACP can be beneficial, especially if you deal with project managers and project practitioners in the agile space. Are there any questions? Other questions? All right, cool. Meanwhile, if you need more information, connect with me, and then we can have a chat as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Pete, for this session. And also thank you to all the attendees. Kindly connect with us on the WhatsApp group. We'll be sharing the video recordings there, as well as if you have any questions, you can always feel free to post on the chat option. We'll be sharing more invites in terms of some of these information sessions, as well as if you need training on ACP, Pete is your guy to go to. So, as he's mentioned, you can always connect with him on the chat option on the WhatsApp. So please do connect with him. So with that, we've come to end of today's session. Thank you very much, and wishing everyone a productive day ahead. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you everyone for joining. Really appreciate you. Looking forward to connecting with you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.